Hi, my name is Jeff Pagano and welcome to the Harp and Rugby Preview Show. Joining me today to look ahead to Leinster's first home match of the new URC campaign is someone making his 21st appearance. A warm welcome to Mr. Conor Cronin.
Great to be here again. Thanks, Jeff.
No problem at all. Good to have you. Well, just before we start looking at the lineups, Conor, the news that it's likely to be Stu Lancaster's last season is it's just sinking in as we're recording. Like, how are you feeling about it?
If it's true, and it probably is, I mean, look, there is always the element of it's the start of the season. Nothing really happened yet. There's no full-on contract negotiations kicked in or whatever. But look, if it's true, we can't begrudge him an opportunity to do something else. We can't say he owes us anything. I'd just be really disappointed if it's true. Absolutely. I think he's been so good for Leinster as a team, as an organization, as a brand. He's just helped build something so incredibly positive and so strong. And yeah, like I say, it would be disappointing if it comes to fruition, but you can't begrudge him the opportunity.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've been expecting it for a long time now, to be fair, over the years, and for it to finally know. But to find it out now and know we still have a full season of him pretty much with him is I suppose that makes it a good thing, and it makes him more determined to leave him with some success as he's taken off. But we wish him all the best. But like you say, we still got a lot of him this season. Right, so we're going to move on, and this week's feature match is Leinster v Benetton. It's in round 2 of the 22-23 BKT United Rugby Championship. It's taking place at the RDS Arena on Friday, September 23rd, kicking off at 7:35 p.m. It's being shown on TG Cahir, Free Sports, and of course also URC TV, where you get access to all these season's matches for $6.99 a month. Leinster named their matchday squad at lunchtime on Thursday, and what a squad it was. Let's crack on with harping on it, shall we? Let's just start with the back line, okay? In the backs, it's at fullback, Jimmy O'Brien. On the wings, Dave Carney and Jordan Larmour. The centres, inside Robbie Henshaw, outside Gary Ringrose, who's the captain, and the halfbacks are Luke McGrath and Kieran Frawley. Plenty to talk about there, Conor.
Lots. I think the first thing to say about the entire team is that clearly we are at a point now in this version of the competition that no matter what you thought in previous versions, the Italians are not to be overlooked. And it's a real mark of the respect that we now have to have for a team like Benetton, that we've got to put out a really strong side to make sure that we get the job done. I think these backs are definitely a set who can make that happen. I mean, what a strong set across the back line. And to see Kieran Frawley picked at 10, that's just giving me the happies right now. Like, that's all any of us want to see is an opportunity behind a good big pack. And we'll talk about the pack more in a couple of minutes, but what can Frawley do? What can he create with that kind of talent outside him? This is what a back line. It's going to be brilliant.
Absolutely, yeah. And Frawley, I mean, he's been playing a lot of 12 for Leinster in recent seasons and doing well there, but we've always wanted to see him back in the 10 jersey and to see what he can do there. And like you say, with this team around him, we'll get a good chance to see exactly what he can do. And obviously, we expect him to go on this Emerging Ireland tour, so it'll be a chance for him to prepare for that as well. So we expect to get the best out of him.
I was going to say, it's a good chance for Easterby to see what he can create with strong pairings behind him and strong support around him. And I'm expecting, hopefully, if the weather holds out for us, a bit of free flow and rugby, a bit of Leinstertainment would be great.
Definitely. Okay, so let's move into the pack now, and it just gets better here. The front row is Andrew Porter, Dan Sheehan, and Michael Alatoa. The second row, Jason Jenkins, 4, and James Ryan, 5. And the back row, Ryan Baird, Josh van der Fleer, and Claylan Doris.
Big, meaty, powerful pack to get the job done, and a few big names back in to remind the team as a whole. Let's keep everything clean. Let's have a clean line out. Let's have a clean scrum. Let's provide a platform. We're after naming some great backs there. Let's give them something to play with. You got strong ball carriers. You got fast ball carriers as well. Like, I mean, Brian Baird in there is great to see, because I love watching that guy run. Just some gallop down the pitch that you don't expect to see from someone his size. And I'm hoping we get to see a bit of. I'm happy to see Jenkins again. I think he did a lot last week. He played well, and I really, there's a lot of promise in him. I think there's a lot of opportunity that he brings, and him alongside James Ryan, that's I think that's going to be, it'll be hard to beat that as our strongest pairing if you're just going to base it on the preseason match and last weekend.
Yeah, because I think a lot of us were expecting some of the elite names to be in the team, because with the emerging Ireland tour taking some of those players, we need someone to play. It's 7 rounds, 7 big rounds, and we really need to score some points in that opening block of matches in the URC. But I don't think we expected this strong a team this soon, and it's perfect for a home opener. That's a really strong pack.
Yeah, I mean, like Porter coming in this soon is a surprise to me. Josh van der Fleer coming in this soon is a surprise to me, but you'll get no complaints.
Nope, not at all. And so that brings us on to the bench, and still some strong names in there as well, especially in the pack. We got Ronan Kelleher, Ed Byrne, Cian Healy, Ross Maloney, Will Connors. And then the backs, it's not a 6-2 split this week. In the backs, we've got Cormac Foley, Ross Byrne, and Charlie Natsai.
Yeah. Ross Byrne, who we know if needs be, and I don't think needs will be, but even if it's a case of Kieran's done enough, let's take him off and give him a little break, we know Ross can come on and finish a game and see a game out. And as for those forwards, like, this fella's going to be sitting there just wanting to get on the pitch and hit fellas and put in big tackles and make a point for themselves. We're not, I know it's 2 months away, but when you're in the shop window, you've got to put your hand up and say, hey there, hey Farrell, I'm here and I want to be picked for Ireland in November.
Definitely. And just one name that stands out for me there is Ross Maloney. We were talking about the Zebra match, and we thought maybe he stood out more. I mean, Rhys Roy got 2 tries, and he always puts in a good shift, but we thought maybe when we needed leadership, when things were starting to fall behind, Ross Maloney really stood up. So it may not look good, him kind of dropping to the bench, but I don't think that's what's happening here. I think we need to get Leinster games into Jason Jenkins. I think it's good to see him in the starting lineup. We know what Ross Maloney can do. We know he can come on and give us a good shift in the last 20-30 minutes if needs be, and it's good on him. And it's a really strong. I mean, how many times at this stage of the season have we been able to field 2 hookers like that, 2 Irish test level hookers in the second game of the season? I mean, it's just incredible.
It's been a long time since that's happened, and a long time even since we'd have seen this many full internationals on the pitch. So full Irish internationals. Let's not knock the achievements of those who aren't, but do have their international caps. But to get the opportunity to bring them on now, to put a statement of intent from the beginning of the season that we're not going to just take it easy on a few teams in the start so we can rest a few lads. We're in a position we can start playing them now. Let's play them now.
Absolutely. Well, we're recording not too long since the team was named, but we have a couple of comments on the Facebook page on the starting lineup. David Ryle says, just basically says, we're not taking any chances for the first home game. To which Owen O'Brien replied, look, the lads got their opportunity last week and didn't take it. So that is definitely one way of looking at it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, we're moving on to the Benetton team. Now, I'm not going to read it out. If you're listening on podcast, you'll see it there in the program notes. I'll put it there. If you're watching on YouTube, it should be scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Hopefully, if I do everything right as I speak. Did any names stand out for you there? See, Michele Lamaro is back as starting as captain, and they had a good result last week against Glasgow.
No, they had a great result last week against Glasgow, and it wasn't even a case that it was a poor Glasgow team or anything. I think they went out and they laid down their intent for the season, that they're going to go out, they're definitely going to challenge for every single home game. And if they play like that, they'll challenge for their away games as well. I think any team who underestimates Benetton this year will suffer for that.
Yeah, and we know ourselves at Leinster. They've done a number of us at the RDS, not just away from home as well. So we would definitely be ready for them. And there's definitely some good players in there that can really test us. Okay, so that's Benetton. Now moving on to the officials. They raised an eyebrow that seeing Jakob Piper back as the referee.
Yay!
Yeah, exactly. That might get a bit of reaction there, but hopefully we'll all get on the good side of him from the early stages. The assistant referees Paul Haycock and Andrew Fogarty, and the TMO is Ian Davies. So there's the officials there. Okay, so now it's head on the block time, Conor. We're giving our predictions. The bookies have Leinster by 35. What do you make it? Give us an actual scoreline you think it might finish.
That is very generous of the bookies, and I don't think they watched the Treviso Glasgow match last week. I think it'll be tighter than that. I think, if I've got to put head in the block, 35-10.
35-10.
Five solid Leinster tries. They'll sneak one when subs come on and defence loses its shape a little bit, and we'll give away one stupid penalty that'll give them a chance to get on the board in the first place.
Okay. I thought 35 was a bit high as well, but still, I really want to challenge them. I want to give a prediction that I want them to aim for. So without going 35, I actually went Leinster by 30. I'm hoping that they'll really let loose. There'll be a reaction to what happened last week. We're complaining about what happened last week. It was a bonus point win away from home, but everyone who watched that game knows that Leinster could definitely do better and that standards weren't great. So this is a team that's going to want to come out and prove that. So I've said Leinster by 30. Just a quick look at the other provinces this weekend. Just a quick prediction, just a margin, Conor. Scarlet v Ulster.
Ulster will win that by 10 to 14 points.
Okay, I have Ulster by 6. Yeah, they're definitely favourites there. Stormers v Connacht.
Travelling away is quite difficult, and as strong a team as they've brought with them, the Stormers will take that, I think. Yeah. Probably not by a huge amount, maybe only 6 or 8.
Okay, I went Stormers by 14. The bookies have 10. And Dragons against Munster on Sunday.
Well, that'll be interesting. An opportunity for JJ Hanrahan to show that he maybe shouldn't have been let go in the first place. It's hard because when you look at how the match finished for Munster last week, you'd expect them to win against Dragons, though, and I think they will. I think Munster by 14 or 18.
Yeah, I've Munster by 17 as well. That they should come back strongly there. Okay, Conor, we're going to leave it there. Many thanks for joining me today. And if you're listening, be sure and enjoy the match wherever you are. And at the full-time whistle, why not head to the Harp and Rugby Facebook page and leave your full-time thoughts. We'll share them on our wrap-up pod this Sunday evening. Until next time, stay safe, everyone. Slán.